Hey everyone, Delphi Group here with the weekly market report that we put out every Tuesday. So welcome, and again, we are here for our community, for you guys out there, trying to forecast where the markets are going, which we've had a very high success rate doing that. Okay, so let's just dive into a few things. First, I just want to show Bitcoin here because something interesting is going on. We have been long Bitcoin and crypto for some time now. For me personally, many years, but added more 2 years ago in October. But, we have been identifying and trading these bull flag patterns. Okay, and we have done very, very well trading these. And we can see here, we did get rid of this one here, but there was one here, okay? And that broke out. We traded that, broke out, which led to another bull flag, which we traded that breakout. And now it's at another bull flag here, right at all-time highs. This dotted line is the all-time high area, just over 108,000. Now, just before we got on the call, we did get over 107,000. We do think this bull flag is going to break out, and it is going to take us to much higher levels. We think the all-time high will be taken out, and once you see that all-time high being taken out, look out above, because we do think we're going to get an explosion higher. Okay, we do have targets anywhere. We have a weekly target at 113,000. This bull flag target is roughly 116. And our highest target per our weekly pattern is 125,000. We do think all those will hit, and we do think we have a good chance to go higher. Okay, so we need to just be mindful that this breakout could happen at any moment, and if it's a weekend, then look out come Monday. But another thing to highlight, this large green candle was a weekly close, and this weekly close was the weekly all-time high close on Bitcoin. So yeah, again, things are just playing out exactly as we have forecasted and planned. And again, just watch out for a breakout, okay? Because the breakouts and the moves higher are much more volatile and steeper than the drops. Okay, and why does that happen real quick? We already went over this with our community, but why this happens is when Bitcoin and crypto is going down, okay, you are getting short-term traders selling. And who are they selling it to? They're selling it to us long-term holders, especially myself. So all the selling that is taking place is being transferred to long-term holders. Okay, so what happens when we get violent moves higher? Okay, those long-term holders like myself are not selling back to the short-term traders. So there is less selling going on while more buying is entering the market with long-term and short-term traders. So that's why we get these violent moves higher. Okay, and again, we did add more exposure on this breakout here right above 82,000 and have crushed the crypto trade. So again, just something you guys want to watch out for is this all-time high breakout over 108,000. Okay, maybe next week we are back here at 116,000. So that's Bitcoin. Let's get to stocks now. Now we're going to start off here. We said last week, if you go back to last week's market report, that beware the Delphi signal, okay? With the Delphi signal, again, this is a screenshot from last week on the 13th, last Tuesday. We highlighted that it was 95% sell signals, only 4% buys. And we did say that we would be looking for a near-term pullback. Now, how big the pullback was going to be, we don't know. Okay, the markets right now are in kind of fantasy land up mode. Any kind of sell-offs or dips are being bought. But regardless, we said beware the Delphi signal because we were looking for a short-term pullback, either the 14th or 15th. Okay, and we just want to highlight a couple things here. FND, we took a trade on. Okay, we took a trade on PPG was our bonus play, which we'll get to at the end. We gave out a free bonus play on PPG. Okay, and then we added some other trades too. Again, looking here on the 13th, you can see how many sell signals there were. You know, we did take a trade on LSCC, COF, and some others, which will show how those really ended up doing, which is here. Okay, so this is our journal. Again, all our trades are posted on our Discord channel in the Delphi room and journalized. So the proof is in the pudding, but you can see how some of these trades did. Now, all of these trades were off of the Delphi signal, okay? So you can see FND, which we just showed you 116%, COF 92%, LSCC 72%, PPG, our bonus free play, was a double at 100%. Okay, and then some of these others that we took off the Delphi signal, 100%, 85%, 93%, going 7 and 1. Okay, and you can see when we took those trades on the 14th. Okay, these other ones we took on the 13th, and we closed them out the very next day on the 15th. So these were overnight trades that we got out very in and out quickly. So the Delphi signal absolutely crushed it for us in the community. Okay, so going to SPY, we're not going to give out targets because we're just going to we are leaving our targets here that have not hit. Okay, but what I want to point out is the candle today. Okay, the candle today that we have here, you can see, is a bearish harami. Okay, that red candle is a bearish harami. Bearish haramis obviously are bearish, especially at the top of moves. The last time we saw a bearish harami, where was it? Well, it was the day after the all-time highs. Right there. Sorry for that. Computer's acting funny, but right there, that red candle, bearish harami, right day after the all-time highs, and what happened afterwards, right down. Now, we're not saying we're going to get a decline like this, but we do think this target's going to hit, so we are leaving it there. Okay, look at our CCI, way overbought, coming down. Stochastic, way overbought. Very similar to where we were here on that other bearish harami right there. Okay, so we are leaving the forecast there, not changing that. Qs, if you guys remember, we put out a 4-part forecast here. Okay, now there is no bearish harami here. There was earlier, but that turned green. And that even makes things worse because if you look below, we have a stale green light. Okay, when you have consecutive greens, a red is coming. But before that, let's look at our forecast from last week. We had a forecast higher. That forecast has hit. We had a volume drop. That in the very next day, incredible, almost to the line. Actually, it is almost to the line for a volume drop. So that forecast has hit. And we said the CCI would cross that top red line. So that forecast has hit. 3 out of the 4 forecasts have hit. We do think the 4th forecast will hit on a move lower in the QQQ. Okay, so just watch that and be mindful of that. And again, very similar here on the Qs, okay, going back to the stale green light that we have here. Okay, we had a stale green light back here on the Qs. 5 straight green days with the CCI crossing that top line, stochastic way overbought. All similar to what is happening now. And then what happened after that. Okay, again, not saying we're going to get a drop like that, but we do think that target will hit to complete the 4 forecasts. And we would not be surprised if that gap does fill here before we maybe do head higher. This whole gray area is resistance here on the QQQ. Okay, so going to the IWM, again, we do think this is the weakest index out of the bunch. We are telling our community, if you are looking to hedge, this is the index to hedge. Okay, we do have puts in the IWM. And again, we are just up here at resistance. There's many resistance up here. But again, we do think this forecast will hit on the IWM. Volume is going down, stale green light. CCI is heading lower out of overbought, and stochastic way overbought. Okay, so now we're just going to throw in a couple of bonus stocks to look at. Okay, first, let's look at, this is today here on the Delphi Signal. You can see the 20th. Okay, we're going to look at GE and 3M. Okay, so these are the stocks we're going to look at. We wouldn't say these are bonus trades or plays, which we'll tell you why in a minute. But one other thing to notice here on the Delphi Signal, which is truly amazing, okay, we say the proof is in the pudding. Our Delphi signals stay on the charts forever, okay? So this is real-time fact-checking, back-testing, whatever you want to call it, okay? The proof is in the pudding. You can go back on any stock and look at what the signals did, like the signal here. Okay, this was roughly a $50 drop on GE, followed by a buy signal, which has led to still us going higher. Okay, and we can see there is the sell signal on GE today, okay, with a shooting star. So again, let's look at GE and 3M on Thinkorswim. Let's go look at GE. And we will end it with the PPG trade. Okay, GE here. Okay, so that is a borderline shooting star. Okay, shooting stars are bearish, especially at up moves. Okay, we can see here, shooting star there. Okay, and then that led to lower. Here is the Delphi signal, sell signal that we saw, which went from 211 down to 160, okay, a $50 drop, followed by that buy signal, okay? But again, we would not say this is a bonus trade. Why? Because we would wait for a pivot lower, okay, here, pivot lower on GE, and then you could see it maybe come down, you know, let's put a forecast here. And again, this is contingent on a pivot, maybe roughly down here. And again, the 20-day moving average will keep moving up. That is not a trade idea from us. This is just something maybe to keep on your watch list. Look at the stale green light. Look at the volume drop. CCI way overbought. Stochastic way overbought. But again, we would wait for a pivot. Just a bonus look in here. 3M. Very interesting here on 3M. What is going on? We can see we had a prior target on 3M that hit. But again, we have a shooting star. Shooting stars are bearish. This could be a borderline shooting star. It was more pronounced earlier because the markets did come back. They were down earlier. But again, you need to watch this level here on 3M. Look what happened last time we saw shooting stars at this resistance level. Okay, it came right back down. So again, we would not say take a trade here, but if you do see a pivot, again, look at the volume, stale green light, CCI with a bearish divergence there, and sell signal and stochastic way overbought. Okay, so again, we would say contingent on a pivot. Would not surprise us if 3M came down to this support level here, kind of to mirror what happened here. Okay, we can see shooting star, next day pivot, and then boom, down, right? So again, 3M, something to watch here, okay? And now finally, let's look at PPG, which was our bonus play from last week. And there we go, the target hit on PPG off of the Delphi sell signal on that shooting star, followed by a bearish engulfing candle. And remember, we said we would head down towards this gap. The gap did not fill. It is still open, but again, our target hit basically the next day and actually went lower the following day before bouncing. Okay, so mark that up as a target hit on our bonus trade PPG from last week. Okay, so that's it for today. We went a little longer, but we covered a lot. So hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys have a great holiday weekend coming up. Remember, markets are closed on Monday. And please like, subscribe, get the word out. We are here not only for our community, but for all traders out there. So again, have a great week and holiday weekend, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday. Take care.